What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Kart 6T3. My name is Ben. Thank you very much for stopping by. Real quick, if you didn't mind hitting a like on this video, that would be great. Possibly subscribe to the channel if you would like to. I feel a little out of sorts, so it is currently 36 or 32 degrees in New York, and I've moved my operations. I kind of tried to move everything the best I could into, this is actually my daughter's room. She moved out. She lives with her boyfriend, a longtime boyfriend, and I have taken the advantage of the extra space to keep myself warm. So I apologize. It's really weird. It's kind of echoey in here. I don't know if the mic's going to turn that up the same or not. I guess we'll find out here in a minute. All right, I had planned on a video, all set, ready to go. I had a topic I was going to discuss, and then this popped up today, and I thought, oh, that's kind of fun to talk about. Okay, what has happened is a local track to me, Champion Kartway, Kartway? We'll say Kartway, because I don't know if it's Speedway. Maybe it's Champion Speedway. Might be. Anyway, it's about an hour and a half for me. Anyway, a real small, a newer track. They have two tracks. One is for motorcycles. Your lay down type of, Jawa type motorcycle. You've seen them, no brakes, the whole pitch it sideways, that thing. It's really cool to watch. Anyway, they have a separate kart track next to that, real small, 10th mile, maybe a tick bigger than the 10th mile. Anyway, real big showing in the Predator class. That's what this is. This is a real budget friendly type of racetrack, and I love it. We I know that the UAS is fun. I know that clone racing is the biggest class in America. I totally understand that. Well, people need to start from somewhere, and the Predator class is offering that. The low budget stuff is leads into, hey, how much faster can I go? Hey, now I have a little bit more money to invest in a clone engine, to invest into a UAS type engine, that type of scenario. So let's get these people in. This type of track, this type of scenario is great for that. I think it's wonderful. So one of the things they're doing is they welcomed Reaper Tire on board. So if you don't know about Reaper Tire, it's a newcomer to the scene. This is the second iteration of the tire, I believe. They wanted to fix some sidewall issues I think they were having. Anyway, real reasonable tire. I think sub $150 for a set of 4. Anyway, from what I know, I don't own any, so this is it's purely opinion or, what I've read or anything. It's more of a closer to a Maxxis type tire, so it's going to be a little harder designed for a southern type track. So up north, I'm curious to see how it's going to behave. I guess we'll see, and I'm talking up north, I know that Hunterstown has run Reapers before. It's a hard track, harder tire. Okay, cool, awesome. Well, up in New York, we have a lot softer tracks, real kind of sometimes mealy, river, I don't want to say mud, but it's clay, but it's, it's just not, it's not the same. It doesn't pack the same. It doesn't get as hard. It doesn't get as grippy unless you're talking about soft grippy, which requires a softer tire. So this all kind of comes around to this. They said that they're going to, in the clone class this year, they're going to a tire rule. Now, I am a proponent of open tire. It comes from my UAS background. I've been doing that the longest. It's what I'm used to. The tire that's, that is the fittest for the situation, whatever track you're going to, I'm a fan of that. I'm also a fan of competition. I love that, hey, can you get a Maxxis versus a Burris versus a Vega, and now versus a Reaper, let the best tire win type of scenario. I've always been like that. I probably will remain that way, but I do understand tire rules. I do understand why some tracks run tire rules. Totally get it. I have opinions on it, but it doesn't bother me. It has been that way the entire time I've been racing. It's going to be that way, for longer. These tire companies want to secure these tracks. They're willing to give product and or money and prizes, something like that, towards year-end banquets or races or whatever. Hey man, free market. You do you, boo. Totally up to you. So Reaper coming up this far up north, really good. This is what a dirty tire class. So Champion is proposing or they're going to do it, I guess. So the clone class, that, like I said, the Predators are the mainstay at this track. So Predators are typically going to be on Vega yellows. That's what tire works best there. I won there last year on my UAS Open on Vega yellows. I think everybody was on those. So that is going to take some of the, prep people worried about prepping and this and that, who has an advantage in this particular class away. Or is it? So the dirty tire rule is that you get to the track, once your tires hit the track at during practice, you don't touch them except for, I'm assuming, air pressure by the end of the night. So you're not allowed to wash them. You're not allowed to prep them. Put air in it anyway. That's it. That's all you got to do. So it is up to driver and chassis adjustments. That is it. And I guess, somewhat fairly easy to police that if you have a clone engine on your kart, they'd be, random people walking around, officials, what have you, in your neighbors, your competition saying, why are you touching your tires? That might get you booted for the night. That's, we don't want that. So everybody is to have dirty tires after that. You are not allowed to touch it. That is not only cost-wise, the Reaper being a cheaper tire, but not prepping at track might take some of that out. But I ask a question, is this a no prep class, or is this just a dirty tire class? And it's a dirty tire class. So the work can be done prior to the night's racing, from my understanding. So to me, all right, we'll involve myself as a point of reference. I'm going clone racing this year. I'm going to run it champion in the clone class. I am buying Reaper tires. I am going to buy multiple sets of those, probably 2, 3, 4 sets. I'm going to be watching the weather, know if it's going to be cold, if it's going to be hot, if there's, forecasted rain showers. And I'm going to prep 4 sets of tires differently, for all that. Now, Reaper will tell you that, hey, these tires don't like a lot of prep. Well, you can look on the Vega, the Vega website, and it says they don't need prep. And I can tell you this guy has put 5 ounces of prep into some outside tires at one point in time. One tire, 5 ounces of prep in there to get it soft enough for gumball track. So, when a tire manufacturer tells you can't do something, I get it. I get the marketing. I totally understand. But chances are somebody like me is going to push the issue. Somebody's going to dump 2, 3 ounces into a tire to see what it does. Is it going to fall apart? Is it going to make the tire worse? Especially, like I said, this being a new tire up this far north on these softer tracks, I believe that these tires are going to have to be softened to meet the type of surface that they're on. The only way around that, I might say, is there might be, and I'm not putting this out there because it's not my track, it's not my business, but would be a durometer rule. Hey, you cannot go below, say, 50 durometer. If we come by, you have to have dirty tires, and they better be punching 50. If they're punching any less than 50, you can't have that sat on type of thing. There is that. I thought this was quite the conundrum, or is it a solution? I'm not quite sure either or, but it piques my interest because this is honestly a track. I really hope to be doing some clone racing next year. I don't plan on doing, like I said, the UAS series, the Grand Nationals is all the way out in Arizona. I absolutely cannot afford to go all that way. That is not an option. Do I want to go race with my friends? Absolutely. I'll race a couple shows, if Central still ends up being a region. Sure. Western New York, I'll try and make a race or two there. Cool. But my plan was to race possibly at AMS, possibly at Champion, possibly on a clone kart this year for the most part. Now I got to buy 11s for AMS. I'm going to have to buy Reapers if I want to run clone at Champion. It kind of puts me in a little bind. I only had to buy 11s before for AMS because I already have Vegas and I was going to run Vegas at Champion. So I can see the resistance from one side of it. Or multiple sides of it, somebody like me who is an open tire enthusiast. I believe that's the best way. again, I totally understand the rules and having a tire rule and why it may or may not save people money. And in this case, if that's the case, I don't think you're going to invite anybody to be buying 10 sets of tires. That doesn't make any sense. You can only run one set when you get there. So I think in the long run, it is going to save the class money. Not only the tire cost, but you can only do so much prepping from at home to where, you're going to be chancing whether or not that is going to work or not. That's just my opinion on it. I thought it was, I just thought it was maybe a little more interesting subject than I was going to do. And I saw it, I was like, this is tantalizing. So, all right, guys, I really do appreciate you going by. I hope this was at least a, something funny to watch on a Sunday. So, all right, guys, I will catch you later, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.